I've been telling you for 2 years now that BGC is a bubble. So I'm going to show you around. We're going to take a little walking tour around BGC and show you what I mean. Stick around. Okay, just left my condo. It's a beautiful morning, about maybe 8:30 on a Thursday morning, and I'm going to show you what I mean when I say BGC is a bubble. Let's go take a tour right now. So they've been working on this forever, and it looks like they're just about done. They got the glass in now. I think this is going to be a business building. I don't think it's condos, or maybe it's parking. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it might be a parking garage. So, and then this building here, I'll show you when I get over there. But these buildings are all right here. These were, when I moved here 3 years ago, these were just ground level. They just started building these condos. And now I believe that's 50 stories, and they're almost done. It looks like, I don't know about the inside, but it looks like the exterior is pretty much done. So yeah, 3 years and they're finally getting it finished. But when I lived over at Fairways Tower, it was right across the street. I could see it right from my window. So every day I could see their you know, how progressed they are, you know, their progression and all that. Now this place here, let me get around the corner here. This is new also, and they're starting to open up businesses on the ground floor. Now there's a daycare center here that's been running for a while, but they've got storefronts now that are available for lease. They got a brand new Korean convenience store here, so that's kind of cool. And then the Sakari outlet store. So these whole buildings, all these buildings here, it's Sakari. So, and then they got, it looks like it says Cosma. I think that's a maybe a beauty store or something like that. I'm not really sure, but they're open now too. So we'll see if this is a good location for them or not. I don't know. But so yeah, you're starting to see a lot more things. I was hoping they would put in a grocery store, like a Robinson's or something like that, but it doesn't look like that's happening, because these buildings here, I showed you before, those two, those are Robinson, I believe, and it's called the Aurelia Residence, and I believe that's a Robinson or a Shang. Yeah, it's Robinson. I was hoping they would put a grocery store in, but I talked to a realtor the other day, or not the other day, when I was here before, and she said no, they're not putting in a grocery store there, which is too bad, because that would be real convenient. Because here, where I'm at, if you're walking, it's about 8 blocks to SMR and another couple of blocks to Market. Those are your closest grocery stores. So there's a little bit of a walk. Not bad. Takes me about 12 minutes to get to SMR and about 15 minutes to get to Market. But I walk fast. But when you're lugging a bunch of groceries, you don't want to carry all those back. So you probably need to take a Grab or a taxi or something like that. So, but anyway, so let me show you here. So this is the cemetery, the American Cemetery. It's beautiful. You can see McKinley in the background. Hello. McKinley Hills in the background. See the big building back there. That's McKinley Hills. So that's outside of BGC. That's one of the nicer areas outside of BGC. It's where Venice Grand Mall is. If you're familiar with Venice Grand Mall, that's where Venice Grand Mall is, in that area there, which some people mistake it for BGC, but it's not really BGC. It's outside of BGC, just south. But it's one of the nicer areas outside of the BGC bubble. So we're going to walk up here to McKinley Boulevard. More condos, more condos. There's my old building right there on the left. That's Fairways Tower, right there on 5th Avenue in McKinley. Right behind there is the Greenway Walkway. You've seen me do videos there before. Araya Plaza, there's you have condo units there. And you've got restaurants along here. And inside there's a little outdoor area between the buildings over here where you've got different restaurants. Outside here you got Fukudaya Japanese restaurant, you've got Starbucks. And then across the street there, that's Tryon Towers. There's 3 towers that consist of Tryon Towers. So you can see that. And they got a nice outdoor area in the middle there. They've got some Modern Fox is a barber shop slash lounge slash coffee shop. They have an Uncle John's convenience store, which is similar to 7-Eleven, right around the corner there. That's where I get my chicken. They got a good price on 2-piece chicken with rice and gravy. So that's a pretty good deal. Anyway, so here's McKinley Parkway. So this is a very busy street. It runs basically east and west of BGC, Bonifacio Global City. And this will take you, 5th Avenue is behind me. This will take you up to SMRA, and then a little farther, you'll get to Market. And then on the opposite side of the street, you'll get the Surendra Towers, the Surendra condos are right across, basically right across from both those malls. Hello. So this is where, so the most of BGC does not allow jeepneys. There's only a couple of streets that do. This is one of them. The jeepneys can run up here and they'll go up to Market, and then they'll drop off and pick up passengers there. And then from there, they'll go around the outside of BGC and go to Guadalupe, which is where I was yesterday to get on the train to go to Mega Mall to get my passport. Send my passport in for a renewal. They also have these mini buses also, which are similar to the jeepneys, only I think they're eventually going to replace the jeepneys with all these buses. So I took the bus to Guadalupe yesterday. It cost me 13 peso, I believe. And then, hello, good morning. And then from there I took the train, three stops I think, to Shaw Boulevard, or Shaw Station. And the train, or MRT here, that was 16 peso, I believe. So the whole thing cost me less than 60 cents one way to ride up there from Market, all the way to Mandaluyong, where the Mega Mall is. Then I had to go all the way up to Robinson's Galleria in Pasig, because that was where the only place to mail my passport was. So I'll post that video. I posted that video. I'll put it up in the corner so you can see it at the end of the video here, if you want to know a little bit more about my adventure getting my passport sent in for renewal. But okay, so let's get up here. I want to show you, how beautiful BGC is. But we're basically walking along the south end of BGC. And the noise. So if you look over here, beautiful modern city, and then you look over here and it's singing, hello, hello mabuhay, kumusta, kumusta kayo. But they're friendly. But anyway, so look at the contrast. So there's Surrendra. That's a little higher end condominiums. They're a little more expensive. And then you're over here and you see the real Manila. It's a stark contrast. And this is why I call it the bubble, because it is quite a difference. You can see that. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning. And this will take you right behind SMR. SMR's over here. Well, this will take you behind there, and you can see the difference in the buildings. This will take you to C5, which is a major roadway that runs through Manila. C5 on this end. And then we'll cross here. So this is SMR here. This is where you would go if you were going to extend your visa, your tourist visa. Good morning, sir. For another 29 or 30 days or 60 days, however long. This is where you would go. You go to the 8th floor to the Bureau of Immigration. And that's where you go to get your... There, I saw a guy at the print shop the other day when I was getting my paperwork done for my passport renewal, and he was there with some form, and he had a picture of himself, like a passport picture, and he's asking if anybody had glue, because he needed to glue it to his paperwork. And I asked him what paperwork was that. He goes, it's for my visa extension. I go, really? I go, you don't need a picture. I told him, you just come to SMR, 8th floor, go in there, they'll give you a form, you fill it out, you turn it in, they give you a number, they give you the form back. You go there, they call your number, you go up to the window with your passport and your form, they give you a payment, you go to the pay window, you pay that. If you want express, you come back in 30 minutes, and you get your passport and your new paperwork, your extension. If you don't do the express, which is an extra 1,000 peso, about $18, then you come back in like 3 business days usually, and you pick up your passport and your paperwork. Now, for those that don't know, it's very important. They don't stamp your passport every time they extend. They used to years ago, but they don't do that now. They just give you that paperwork. So every time you extend, you have to bring in the latest paperwork along with your passport. So just remember, don't throw away that paperwork. You're going to need that, especially if you're traveling. They're going to ask you for that. If you're leaving the country, they're going to ask you for that paperwork to make sure that you're not overextending, because the only stamp you have is the stamp you get when you originally come in to the country. So they don't do extension stamps. So just so you know. Anyway, so this is more of Surrendra. There's a ton of buildings. There's the high rises and there's the smaller units over here. So there's that's more of Surrendra over there. And this is the beginning of High Street, right? If you look right over here, that is the beginning of High Street that runs north up to Burgos Circle and connects with Forbestown Road. So on these warm days, you take advantage of the shade. Here's the jeepneys. So this one's going to Guadalupe. You can see right there. And it should be a thing on the front. This one also, they usually have a little tag on the front of that says, yeah, Guadalupe Tulay. So there you go. And they'll wait till those babies are completely full, where you can't cram another person in. I did a poll one time on my community page. It's like, what is the capacity of a jeepney in the Philippines? And the correct answer was always one more. So those girls up there in front that look like they're flight attendants, that's the school uniform for the university. There's a technical university right at the end here of Surrendra, right across the street from Market, and that's their uniform. So they're probably either just going to school, they probably just got off the bus or the jeepney, and they're heading to class right now, I would guess, because it's still early in the morning, about 8:30 or 9. Might be later than that. No. Let's see, if the mall's open, then it's after 10. It's later than I thought. No, the mall's not open yet, so it's about 9 o'clock. You'll see, just before 10, you'll see a huge line of people waiting to get in to the malls so they can get into the aircon. This is still Surrendra. It's a huge area, huge complex, as you can tell. I've been walking since SMR. It's been all Surrendra on the other side. So we'll get up here. This is 32nd Avenue or 32nd Street. So you can get to Uptown traveling that way. But you can see over here, this overpass takes you over C5, that big roadway I was telling you about. Takes you over C5 into Taguig proper. That's BGC. That's the school. STI Academic Center, it's called. It's something Technical Institute, I believe. They have different programs, and they enroll a couple of times a year. Street here, that's an international school here. So if you want to take your kids here to an international school, it's going to cost you a pretty penny. But they do have decent public schools in the BGC Makati area, from what I understand. I don't know from personal experience, but from some of the comments I've gotten, some of the public schools around this area are fairly nice and affordable. So once we get around the corner here, you're going to get a better picture of the bubble. Okay, so this is the other end. This would be the north end. This is where this is the route the jeepneys take, coming from Market, heading to Guadalupe. So we're on the north side of BGC. So let me get to the corner here. I'll give you some perspective. Ooh, it's warm. I'm getting my steps in though, that's for sure. I'll get 10,000 before I'm halfway around the city. So, there's BGC. Beautiful modern city, right? And right across the street, you're outside the bubble. And it's hard to get a good shot because of the trees and bushes, but you can see the difference, right? Tita's Canteen over there. So that's more real Philippines. BGC it's the Philippines, obviously, because it's in the country. It's not like a country in its own, but it's not the real quote, air quote, Philippines. It's like I say all the time, it's a bubble. Modern westernized bubble that you're probably not going to get anywhere else in this country to this extent. I mean, there's some nice little pockets in different areas in Manila and Cebu, but nothing like BGC. It's got its own vibe that's completely different from anywhere else in this country. It's been called the Little Singapore. It's been called the Beverly Hills of the Philippines. But you're getting a little better shot of what's across the street compared to what's over here with these giant condominiums and business buildings. All right, let's move up a little farther. All right, so this is, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
And this is Kalayaan Avenue. Pronounced Kalayaan, there's two A's at the end. So if there's two A's, you pronounce both of them in the Philippines. So you can see over here is BGC. Over here is the real Philippines. Now I'm not sure, this is on the way to Guadalupe, so I'm not sure what barangay this is. I'm not sure if it's classified as Taguig or if it's classified as Makati. I think it's Makati because I think Guadalupe is actually part of Makati. But there's been kind of an argument going back and forth from what I understand that they want to try to annex this as part of Taguig and make it part of BGC. So, I don't know, we'll see. Crossing here is always interesting. Okay, take a shot. All right, we're gonna walk. We'll walk down this way, so you can see a little more of outside the bubble. Good morning. When you see the locals, sometimes they're super friendly. Sometimes you say hi to them, they don't know exactly how to react. But for the most part, outside of BGC, they're a lot more friendlier. It's kind of like walking around in out of the touristy areas of Bangkok or in parts of Vietnam where they're afraid to say hello first because their English isn't great. But when you say hello to them first, especially if it's in their language, it puts a huge smile on their face. And they love it, and they'll say hello right back to you. But they're, for the most part, everybody's pretty friendly here. You do run into your occasional jerks, but I would say the majority of the jerks that I run into in Southeast Asia are foreigners, not locals. Anyway, so this is not BGC. This is more real Philippines, real Metro Manila. This is what you're gonna see when you're outside that bubble. You're gonna see housing. You get a 3-bedroom house. That's 3 bedrooms for rent. Probably cost you, I don't know, maybe a couple thousand peso a month. Hello. You can get them pretty cheap. So if you want to live next to BGC and you don't mind what you're renting, you can rent here, and within 5 minutes walk, you're back in BGC. So that's always an option if you want to save money. Now these apartments aren't bad. They're a little more expensive. You might pay 10,000 peso a month for them. You know, between 6 and 10,000 probably. But you're pretty close. Now look down here, you see everybody's on top of each other. You got a little tiny alley where everybody lives. It's a completely different animal compared to what you may be used to in the West or even BGC. But this is it. This is I don't know, what do you guys think? Put in the comments down below how you feel. I bet people have been telling me, oh, you got to go to Tondo, do videos there. You know, Tondo's a sketchy area, especially at night for not just a foreigner, but anybody. So the trolls are just, you know, they're egging you on, and they're a lot of these. Hello, how are you, sir? A lot of these people, they want to, a lot of these vloggers will, all they do is videos in the province and in these areas because they get clicks, they get views. They want to exploit the plight of the poor here in the Philippines for their own advantage. So my challenge would be, hey, when you make those videos, why don't you take the money you make off of it and give it back to that community? But they'll never do that. But you can see that's where all their waste goes from their households. It's not a great life, but if that's all you know, then that's all you know. So that's why you see a lot of these young girls. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good. Kumusta? You see these young girls on these dating sites from province towns trying to find a boyfriend any age because either they want to have a better life or their parents or their family wants them to have a better life so she can send money back to the family. So if you think that an 18-year-old girl is absolutely in love with a 70-year-old man because she says so, I got news for you. That ain't how it works. I'll be doing a video actually coming up on the hierarchy of the Filipina. The hierarchy of need, or the hierarchy of ranking of a Filipina. So stand by for that coming up in a few days. You may know, it may shock you. You may be in that situation, but stand by for that. Okay, so we got to get back. BGC's to my left. You can see everything here.
Let's search for that.
Yeah, here. Right there.
What's your content, sir?
Just my experience living here.
Living here in the Philippines.
Yeah, the Philippines and Southeast Asia. Say hello to your friends.
Shout out to all my homies out there.
All right.
Thank you,
Take
sir.
care. Take care.
Show the vape shop, sir.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Shout out to Vape Shop.
Vape shop. Thank you, sir. Thank
You own it? You own her?
No, sir. I'm just not that.
Okay. All right. Take care. Homie. Shout out to my homies. Even outside of BGC, there's a little hint of westernization. There's a MyStay, so there's tons of MyStay apartment hotels along Calais-Aon and right outside of BGC. Good morning, sir. So fairly cheap, you know, $10, $15 a night maybe, and right close to BGC. If you can handle the neighborhoods, you're okay with that. Just real basic accommodations. Those are okay places to be. When you walk in the street, you get run over. Hello. Fresh market. Not sure how fresh, but it's a market. We can go left and get right back into BGC. Had a friend that lived right over there, James, that works at Wild West, and I got another friend that lives right down this way that used to live down. He moved back to the U.S. though. He's in Utah. More street food. When it comes to street food in the Philippines, I would say approach with caution. I personally would not eat street food in the Philippines. I've seen it. I've seen how it's made. I know. Hello, sir. Hello.
Thank you.
Kumusta?
Mabuti.
Mabuti. All right. I've seen how the hot dogs are made here. Hey, how are you? So I would be very cautious. Okay, so that's the flyover. We can drive over. This is where everybody comes from. Guadalupe or Makati or outside BGC. If they work in BGC, this is the way they go. They're on this side of the city. This is nice here though, because it's shade and there's a breeze. So there you go, BGC. Bonifacio Global City. And we're almost back in the bubble. Hello. When I had a girlfriend who lived here, we used to go to Guadalupe every weekend to the market there and get fresh vegetables and fruit, meat. And then she would cook. She loved to cook. And she made good Filipino food. Except for the dried fish. Never was a real fan of the dried fish. All right, we're gonna cross here, and I'll show you my little shortcut. This is the tricky part. We'll let them sacrifice their bodies. And Yeah, working out pretty good. Okay, so now you're on the other side. Now you're in BGC. So we can come down here. This is my little back road shortcut. How'd they get ahead of me? Well, this is a nice place to sit here. Nice breeze, shade. This takes you right just before you get to Forbestown Road. This is, you'll see over here, this is where they park all the buses that aren't being used. And it's right by the Greenway walkway too. I think that's what I'll take. I'll take the Greenway. Because it's shade. All right, see? Back in the BGC. Back in the BG, back in the BGC. Well, the Filipina girl really knocks me out. They leave the West behind. And BGC girls make me scream and shout. That gig is always on my mind. Show me around those, let me see, how would that go? Show me around those chocolate mountains way down south. Take me to your daddy's rice farm. Let me hear the karaoke ringing out. Come and have some tuba, hun. I'm back in the US. Oops, I'm back in the BGC. You don't know how lucky I could be. Back in the BG, back in the BG, back in the BGC. Okay, we're gonna, usually I go this way and cross Fifth Avenue to get to my condo, but I want to go this way because I want to show you outside the bubble at the south end of BGC. Southwest end of BGC. Okay. Good morning. Greenway continues here, but it's not very well kept. A lot of dirt areas, but still, if you want to walk, basically it starts right where my condo is, just across the street, and it's right here. But the problem with being here, it's too close to the Fifth Avenue, so it's not quiet. It's not particularly well kept. So it's almost just as easy to just walk here until you get across McKinley and then start your journey in Greenway there. It's a lot more quiet. It's away from the traffic. This over here is where Das Marinas is, and Forbes, the two of the high-end housing areas in the Philippines. That's where all the Richie Riches live there, like Manny Pacquiao, he has a house there, and I'm sure there's others. But anyway, that's that up there. The Polo Grounds are right down there also. And then right past my condo, that's where BGC pretty much ends. And then you can see the barangay. I'll show you the barangay there in Taguig. Right, basically right across the street from my condo. That building there is a Sensa. That's a high-end residential building where a lot of the diplomats live that are from the different embassies around the country. They live in that building there. So you'll see a lot of high-end people come in and out of that place. And then that's Fifth Avenue place. That's where I live. And here you see that's 21st Drive. That'll take you to the cemetery. That'll take you to McKinley. And then right on McKinley, it'll take you up to the malls, SMR, Market, and all that. Okay, so you can tell when you're out of BGC because notice the power lines are above ground now. So this is not BGC. That is BGC. So all the power lines are underground in BGC. This is the local barangay. Outside the bubble, that's the cemetery there. The Manila American Cemetery. It's a really neat place. You should go there sometime. I did a video on there. I can't videotape there. They won't allow it. But I took pictures and I did like a video montage of the photographs I took. But it's pretty neat. The history is pretty cool too. So, but anyway, so this is the end of BGC right here. This is it. And we'll cross back over here. So, how'd you like the little tour of the bubble and outside the bubble? What did you think? Put in the comments below what you think. I've been saying this for 3 years. BGC is a bubble, and now I'm showing you proof. Well, the nice thing is I can come right outside my condo and hop on a jeepney and go to Guadalupe, or a bus. Buses run here too. If you only want to pay 13 peso instead of $3 or $4 for a grab or a taxi, that's the easy way to go. You don't mind. The buses are aircon to some extent. The jeepneys aren't. Their air conditioning is open windows and 45 kilometers an hour. All right, back home. Hello. This is just my temporary home. As soon as I get my passport, I'm heading back to Bangkok. I gotta go back to Bangkok first and then back to Da Nang. Hello. All right, let's get in and turn on the AC. It's hot. Hey, honey, I'm home. Oh, wait a minute, I don't have a honey. It's just me. All right, like, share, and subscribe. Mabuhay, live life, my friend. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.